Iran has carried out more attacks across the Gulf. Kuwait, Saudi Arabia and Bahrain have all reported interceptions of Iranian drones and missiles. Amazon says its operations in Bahrain have been affected by drone activity. Zein Basravi is in Dubai for us. Zein, bring us up to speed with the latest Iranian strikes across the region.
Well, there were air raid sirens throughout the course of the night in Bahrain, in Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, saying it intercepted a wave of more than 20 drones in the eastern part of the country and several hours of incursions overnight. In Kuwait, the attacks took down some of their energy infrastructure. The energy authorities saying 7 overhead power lines were taken out of service in multiple areas across the country because of damage from falling debris, which we've seen has been incredibly dangerous in multiple cities in the GCC. There were partial power outages. Work was underway this morning to try to restore that power. In Muscat, the U.S. Embassy has lifted shelter-in-place guidance for Muscat, but around the rest of the country, shelter-in-place guidance remains. In Ras Al Khaimah, just to give you a sense of how tense people feel, the media office, the government of Ras Al Khaimah here in the UAE, had to put out an alert on their social media page saying, due to the current weather conditions prevailing in the country, sounds that may accompany them resulting from weather fluctuations such as thunder. These sounds are natural and customary in such weather, reminding people that not everything they hear when there's bad weather is an explosion, because those interceptions, the sounds of interceptions, outgoing defensive fire, that's had people on a knife's edge, and it's become all too familiar in the UAE and elsewhere around the GCC. We're also hearing reports that no doubt leaders in the GCC, the militaries that are defending the skies over the GCC, this is something that will have them watching the skies even more closely today. Iran has said any attacks on their power plants would come with retaliation, no doubt targeting GCC countries, which have been at the sharp end of Iran's retaliation since the war began.
Right.
And Iran reporting attacks on its energy-related facilities in the country's Isfahan and Khorramshahr regions, something that will have people raising the alarm here, no doubt.
Yeah, and the Iranian energy minister, Zein, has been talking precisely about that, the threat of disrupting Iran's electricity supply. What would that mean for the GCC?
That is clear. Let's quickly talk about Abbas Ali Abadi. Now, he's the energy minister. He's not necessarily someone with his finger on the button. He's not launching missiles. But right now, anything that is said by an Iranian official is seen from the prism of being a threat to GCC countries since the war began, because retaliation has all happened here. So let's unpack what he said. It's a not so veiled threat, but he's talked about the energy grid, saying we generate electricity in a distributed manner with power plants located throughout the country. While I don't have an exact number at the moment, I believe we have over 150 power plants. Our power plants situated across the country. In contrast, countries in the Gulf and Israel, our main enemy, produce electricity centrally, making them more vulnerable. If their electricity supply is disrupted, it could render their infrastructure unusable and significantly impact their population. We are less likely to face such a scenario. Now, he was speaking on local television in Iran, and on the face of it, it is an expert speaking, according to his purview, about regional energy infrastructure. But the fact of the matter is, again, anything coming from Iranian officials right now is a perceived threat to the GCC. And so what we are seeing here is perhaps a cost-benefit analysis, signaling to the U.S. President Donald Trump, to its allies in the region, to GCC leadership, that this is also a pressure point. Any escalation will cost you more than it costs us. And people here are going to be taking this very seriously, not just because it affects the cutting off of power, perhaps, to multiple cities in the GCC. Their grid is interconnected, but the power plants are often dual use. They also are used for desalinating water. Many of the cities in the GCC have no more than 3 days, perhaps a week or two, of potable water in storage. So any attack on infrastructure like this could have long-standing, widespread ramifications. This is the kind of chaos that empties out cities, that has real serious impact for places like the cities in the GCC. No doubt people will be taking this very seriously here this morning.
Indeed. Zein, thank you for the reporting. Zein Basravi live for us in Dubai.